Let's go. Oh, that's quick. Oh, that's really quick. Oh my God. Holy. 0 to 100 in seconds. You can put your whole elbow in there. That's simply clever. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing my seatbelt, because the car will turn off if I take my seatbelt off. How did you not know that, dummy? Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're here with this, the Skoda Enyaq, Skoda's first electric car, and it's finally come to Australia with more power, more range, faster fast charging, and even things like friction optimized bearing assemblies, whatever that means. And most importantly, this thing just set 2 Guinness World Records for the longest skid on ice. And it does all that while still doing Skoda things well, like having a great warranty, having a great battery warranty, and having all of those simply clever inclusions on the interior. So today I'm gonna give you guys a full interior tour of this car. We're gonna have a look at all of the crazy exterior styling, including all the crazy lighting elements. And of course, we're gonna be taking it for a drive, giving it lots of sauce around the roads of Bundanoon, New South Wales. And then I'm gonna be ending on my final thoughts. Should you buy Skoda's first electric vehicle, or should you wait? Let's get into it. All right, guys, so the Skoda Enyaq range kicks off at just $69,990 before on-road costs. That's for the Sportline model. We aren't going to be getting the base model in Australia. And then if you want, you can add the Ultimate Pack, which contains quite a few goodies, including this incredible light grille at the front for an extra $6,000, bringing it to $75,990. And then you've got this, the full fat all-wheel drive RS mode, which is just absolutely ludicrous, and it costs $83,990 before on-road costs. It also comes in a few new colors, including this Mamba green, which is very befitting as the hero color of the RS spec. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And like I said, you get this incredible 131 LED light grille at the front here, which does a really cool welcome animation and a goodbye animation when you walk away with the key. You also get this gloss black surround. You get the Skoda badge there, which I think is actually getting phased out in some of their future models. And what's really cool is, as standard across the range, you get matrix LED lights. That's really good to see. You also get these really sporty black inserts, some really nice aero as well. This car actually has a really low drag coefficient of 0.234, which helps it get actually a lot more range than the pre-update version. And you get this sporty kind of diamond cut radiator grille underneath the bottom and a nice aggressive splitter down there. You'll also see at the front, you have this camera here and you've got a camera system up there. This thing comes fully equipped with all of the ADAS autonomous driving assistance systems that you need, including parking assist, view assist, which is like a 360 camera, and a really, really good highway travel assist. But if you guys want to know more information about that, check out CarSauce.com for a full list of all the safety inclusions. All right, let's check out the side. Alrighty guys, so coming to the side of the Enyaq, the first thing you'll notice is this VRS badge there, proudly displayed with the green highlighting. This did used to be called the VRS globally. I think they're just calling it the Enyaq RS now for the Australian market. You'll also notice these massive 21-inch wheels. They do have these Vision alloys, Skoda call them, in anthracite, which is a very cool look. They are also wrapped in Bridgestone Turanza, which is very important for a car with this much torque. You get these black mirror caps and you've got your 360 camera. And as we come along the side, you'll see all these beautiful cuts and creases. It looks really sporty and really nice with these black highlights on the windows as well. You get these really tinted privacy glass at the rear. So you also get keyless entry and go. And no roof rails, because you do get a really massive panoramic glass roof, but we'll get more into that on the interior. And as you can see, this car actually only comes in the coupe style. So it is actually available overseas in a more wagon SUV style. And Skoda say that there are plans to bring that later to Australia. However, as of filming this video, it's only going to be available in the coupe body style. Let's check out the back. Alrighty, so at the back of this car, you'll actually notice that Skoda have done a little cheeky update to their logo. The S is slightly different. They've gotten rid of the accent. I don't really know what you call the accent. You get these really nice looking LED taillights, which have a sequential indicator as well. And for the really keen-eyed, if you have a look at the A, you'll see that that's been changed a little bit too. So sneaky little change, Skoda. I do like the all black lettering as well. I think it looks really cool. You got Enyaq spelt out there. On the other models, you actually get an 85 badge on the other side, and that is the gross capacity of the battery. Because like I said, the battery capacity has been increased for this updated version of the Enyaq, but we'll get more into that in a bit. Like I said, very coupey body style, looks very cool, and you get some black plastic down the bottom. Obviously no exhaust to speak of, but let's check out what it can fit inside of itself. Powered tailgate, and it's actually a pretty quick powered tailgate. Oh, there's my bag. I was wondering where that was. And of course, as I remove this, you can see Skoda doing Skoda things, including this netting here. You have netting on the side so you can put small items, they don't move around as your corner carving. You got another net here, and you have your Skoda cable bag here, which actually comes with all 3 types of charging cables. You don't have to pay an extra 800 bucks or whatever for a new cable. Skoda gives you them all. That's nice. If you lift up the false floor, you actually get quite a bit of storage under there. No spare tire, unfortunately, on this car. And yeah, because you do get the coupe body style, it does eat into boot space a little bit, but it's still very, very good for the segment. All right, let's talk about battery and charging. Alrighty guys, so you have your charging ports at the back here. And like I said, they did upgrade the charging speed. So now you get up to 175 kilowatts DC fast charging, which is kind of middle of the pack in terms of this segment. So obviously the Hyundais and Kias are capable of up to 350, but that is under the most perfect of conditions. So given that 175 kilowatt DC, you should expect to see 10% to 80% in around about 28 minutes, which is pretty damn fast. Now, this car is based on Volkswagen Group's MEB platform, which stands for Modular Electric Drive Matrix. I'm not even going to try and say it in German because it's way too hard. And essentially what that means is the batteries are made up of smaller batteries that fit together in a modular way. So this is actually a very flexible platform that allows for both all-wheel drive and two-wheel drive configurations. And it's also shared by things like the Cupra Born and the Volkswagen ID Buzz, just to give you an idea of how flexible it is. Skoda quote a claimed range of 561 kilometers on the two-wheel drive version of this car. This one, however, because it is more powerful and has an extra motor at the front, gets 530 kilometers of range. So still pretty impressive range figures for such a powerful beast of a car. All right, guys, that's enough about numbers and boring stuff. Let's check out the interior. Alrighty, guys. Oh, comfort access. Let's listen to that one more time. Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful thonk. Well done, Skoda. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing my seatbelt, the answer is pretty obvious, because the car will turn off if I take my seatbelt off. How did you not know that, dummy? Yeah, so Skoda is incredible with their interiors. It's like Volkswagen if Volkswagen was a bit nerdier and a bit more organized. That's the only way I would describe it. So they do incredible steering wheels. I love this grip on the side. It is very nice leather as well. You do get your RS badge on the steering wheel as well, which looks very cool. So in terms of updates for this generation of the Enyaq, because like I said, it has been on sale for a couple of years in Europe and other countries, there weren't too many changes on the interior. You do get a couple of nice additions for the infotainment screen, which by the way is a massive 13-inch unit. It's incredibly color accurate, responsive, customizable, and you can now add shortcuts to the top of the screen. So you can access things like your drive mode customization really quickly without having to take your eyes off the road. Up ahead of you, you do get a really comically tiny driver's display, which is, I believe, only 5 inches, but it shows enough information and you can customize it a little bit. What Skoda are doing is they're really leaning heavily on the heads-up display, which for the base Sport line, you don't actually get. The Sport line Ultimate and the RS get the heads-up display, and it shows tons of information, and you even get really cool augmented reality, which is fantastic. So when you're actually driving, it'll be putting arrows in front of you on the road. It looks like they're on the road to show you where to turn, which is a really cool feature. And it also integrates with the lane departure warning to show you where you need to steer to stay on the lane. Of course, like I said, you get all of the highway travel assist features that you would expect from a $80,000 Skoda. So you can just activate it using this stalk down here, very old school, and it'll work just fine. I did briefly mention drive modes before. So if you press your drive mode button here, you can actually go into individual mode and then customize it. So you have up to 15 levels of adaptive damper settings. And I'll talk about this more when I'm driving, but essentially you can fully customize every aspect of the way that this car drives, which is a really cool feature. Now, how does this interior feel in terms of quality? Well, you get some really nice soft touch materials pretty much everywhere throughout the interior. You get this really weird panel here. I'm not really sure what that's for, maybe avoiding reflections. It's a little bit scratchy there. You get these really cool carbon fiber inserts. And on the Ultimate Pack, or the RS, which actually has the Ultimate Pack, you get this upgraded Canton audio system, which is actually quite nice. As far as those simply clever features, which of course you have, everyone knows you get an umbrella in the door. That's pretty cool. You also get an adjustable cup holder, so you can lift that up. If you have obnoxiously small coffees like I have, you can put them in the tiny one. You get a wireless charger down there with 2 USB-C ports, which is good to see. A massive storage area underneath the center console, which is kind of becoming standard for EVs now. You get this really nice soft touch center armrest with the classic ratchet mechanism. Very nice to see. You also get these removable storage bins, which one of them can hold tiny things. You can put your whole elbow in there. That's simply clever. You also get more storage in the middle here, which has a grippy texture on the bottom so things don't rattle around. It's just attention to detail. Even the door bins are bloody massive, and they have carpet to stop things rattling around, so that's really impressive. You also get your ticket holder up there. Wouldn't be a Skoda without that. And your glove box is a pretty not great size, I'll be completely honest, but that's fine. You get storage everywhere else, so who cares? And of course, how can I forget, you get this absolutely gigantic panoramic glass roof, which unfortunately there is no cover to close, because in the Australian summer that might be a bit of a problem, but right now I'm loving it. It looks really, really cool. And most importantly for this RS spec, these are the same seats you get across the range, except these are wrapped in real leather. You get this integrated headrest with the VRS badge there. It looks incredible. What's cool about these seats and what you get with the Ultimate Pack is you do get power adjustable seats with memory function. You also get lumbar support, and the driver's side gets massage function, which essentially just pumps in and out the lumbar support to keep the blood flow going. Very useful for long journeys. All right, that pretty much sums up the front seats. Let's check out the back. Alrighty guys, coming to the back. Ah, that is a bloody good thonk. As you can see, sitting behind my own position, you get absolutely tons of legroom, heaps of tow room as well, an absolute crap ton of headroom. So yeah, it feels very spacious back here, especially with that panoramic sunroof. And what's really cool is because of that MEB electric platform, you don't get any transmission shaft that runs through the center of the car. So you get this extra storage thing in the middle here. You have these cup holders which can also be flicked away as well, which is very cool. And in fact, this whole thing can be lifted and completely removed if you need to run longer items through the floor here. So that's very cool inclusion. You also get a couple of USB-C ports here and a third zone of climate control. And on the Ultimate Pack, the outboard seats are heated, which is very cool to see. You even get air vents back here, which is very nice. Another cool Skoda thing, you get these map pockets here with a smaller pocket for your phone. And you also get this little blind shade here to stop the sun from perving on your kids. Very cool, as Matt would say. You also get these scratchy black plastics here, not the worst thing in the world, because the rest is nice and soft, frankly, and you get this carbon fiber insert again. Very nice. The seats are also very comfortable, so they have plenty of support, and in fact, I've heard some people say that the underthigh support is too good, as in like their legs are too short for the underthigh support. For me, it's actually perfect. It goes right in behind my knees, and it feels very supportive. If I reach over here, you'll see I have this fold down armrest, which is very nice leather, and I can pull this out. And you also have a slot here for you to attach a tablet holder. So Skoda being bloody Skoda. And what's also cool is if you pull this lever, you get a nice pass through to your boot, so you can fit things like skis. Very awesome packaging, kind of what we've come to expect from Skoda at this point. And let me guys tell you about carsauce.com/buy. If you guys are in the market for a new car and you don't want to go through the hassle of going to a dealership, check out carsauce.com/buy. We have a massive network of over thousands of dealerships, and we will make them fight to the death to get you the best deal on your new car. And what's best is it's totally free for you, because we charge the dealership a fixed fee. So they're always going to go in for the best price for you. So whether you're in the market for a new Skoda Enyaq or any car really, go to carsauce.com/buy and inquire now. All right? It's time to drive this thing. All right, guys, so it's time to launch the Skoda Enyaq. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it into sport mode to ensure that the drivetrain is on the sportier setting, and we're just gonna go for it. Alrighty, so I've got my foot firmly planted on the brake. I'm all the way on the accelerator, and let's go. Oh, that's quick. Oh, that's really quick. Oh my God. Holy. Let's see how quick that was. 0 to 100 in 5.4 seconds. That's actually better than I expected. So let's drive this thing normally. Driving the Skoda Enyaq RS. Bloody hell, this thing shifts. So we are getting the full fat 250 kilowatts of power to all four wheels. It is a rear wheel drive predominantly. It sends 134 Newton meters of torque to the front wheels and 545 Newton meters to the rear wheels. That equates to a holy moment when you put your foot down and you get launched forward. God, I love EVs. God, I love the fact that Skoda has brought the Enyaq to Australia. Finally, when it gets the upgraded 82 kilowatt hour battery, giving the RS model 530 kilometers on the WLTP, which is actually pretty damn impressive for a car that really performs as well as this. And actually, as I can see on my heads-up display, which is one of the best heads-up displays I've used, I'm actually getting around about 14.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers thanks to that regen braking system, because that's way way lower than you'd expect from a car like this. So pretty much everything that you pay an extra $6 grand for the ultimate pack in the Sportline trim of the Enyaq, you get as standard on this RS spec, including the adaptive chassis setup or adaptive dampers, which actually has 15 different levels of adjustment. I'll be completely honest, I don't think you need 15 levels. You're not gonna really notice the difference between level 12 and level 13, but it is cool that you get that level of customizability. If I press the drive mode controller here, I can press individual mode, and then I can open up the full screen menu before we go into the full twisties, click adjust, and here I can see I've got it set to sport, but I can go 3 levels higher and set it to sport plus 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 mode, and I've got everything else set to sport. Whew! Bloody hell, this thing shifts really hard and it feels so planted on the road, very, very settled. I'll be honest, I was driving the Sportline for most of today and that thing felt very stable, very settled. I was a little worried getting into the RS spec because I didn't know what to expect. It does bump up the power quite significantly. Don't tell me we have traffic, I'm in an RS, let me go! So while we're stuck behind this slow 4-wheel drive on this beautiful mountain road, let's talk about some of the comfort and safety features that you get. And of course, this car does come with a completely comprehensive suite of autonomous driving systems, including travel assist, which is quite good. I have to say it's one of the lesser intrusive systems I've used, but it also provides a decent amount of control on the freeway. So like I said, this car comes as standard with pretty much everything from the ultimate pack, which is available for the Sportline and costs an additional $6,000. So that even includes that light up front grille, which I think looks super cool. And it also includes a couple of extra comfort features. Like I mentioned, the adaptive suspension will help improve ride comfort, and trust me, it actually works a treat. Some of the roads we've been driving on today have been some of the sketchiest roads I've ever experienced in Australia. We're out near Bundanoon in New South Wales, and yeah, this thing has just handled it with ease. You can set the damper to 3 levels below the comfort setting and it just glides along the road. But then you come out to these roads and you just turn the damping setting up to the maximum and it just becomes a whole different beast. I have to say this RS spec feels bloody incredible, even compared to the Sportline, which is only 40 kilowatts less, but you can just really feel that extra grip coming in from those front wheels, especially as you turn in. The car just has this ability to accelerate out of corners at a pretty remarkable pace. Like I said, this individual mode, we can adjust things like the steering, the drivetrain response, even the adaptive cruise control response, and things like the air conditioning. So if you put the air conditioning in eco mode, it will actually try to conserve range as much as possible, and it will occasionally completely shut off the HVAC system to allow for extra range. My God, it just feels so good to give this car the sauce. I was really looking forward to this one, guys, as you can tell. And even though we're riding on 21-inch alloys, in fact, 21-inch alloys seems to be the standard across the range, though you do get some really nice anthracite rims on this one. I have to say that the road noise has been pretty minimal, even though we have a completely glass roof. Wind noise is very low, and I'm not getting much tire noise either. And that's even on some pretty coarse chip surfaces that we've been driving on today. Look, I think at this price point, it's pretty stiff competition. You've got things like the Model Y Performance, which frankly destroys this in terms of power. And you have some of the more premium feeling EV SUVs like the Koreans are doing with the Hyundai Ioniq 5, the Kia EV6. I can definitely see this being a pretty competitive offering, albeit it is a little expensive at around $90,000 drive away. But when you're getting performance like this, oh, I mean, it's pretty bloody good for the performance, I gotta say. And of course, it's doing the Skoda things that it should bloody Skoda do, like having great storage, adjustable cup holders so I can put my tiny little obnoxious cappuccino in there. It's got great sized door bins, great storage around the place, and because it's an EV, you even get storage underneath the center console. So in terms of practicality, safety, drivability, it definitely ticks all the boxes, as it should at this price point. I also am loving these RS seats. They are the same shape seats that you get across the range with the integrated headrest, but you do get that little RS badge, and you do get leather as well on this trim. Look at that. That's what that bloody extra power is for. Easily overtaking. Wow. In no time at all. So yeah, I had a pretty decent time driving the Skoda Enyaq. It's time to get out of this car and give it my final thoughts. Alrighty guys, so what do I think? What are my final thoughts on the Skoda Enyaq, Skoda's entrance into the EV market in Australia? Frankly, I'm really impressed, particularly with this RS spec. Yes, it is expensive. $83,990 before on-road costs is getting up there in price. However, if you look at the performance, what you get, the practicality, the packaging, the improved battery technology, it is a pretty decent deal. And then if you look at the base spec, even with with the ultimate package, $75,990 before on-road costs. Yes, that is getting into the Model Y long range territory in terms of pricing, and that thing definitely has it beat in terms of power and straight line performance. But I think in terms of adaptive dampers and handling characteristics, and honestly, if you just want a more conventional feeling car than a Tesla, this is a really great option. I would definitely be taking a look at it. But let me know what you guys think of the Skoda Enyaq. Do you love this Mamba green color? Do you think I'm nuts for liking it? As always, leave a comment down below what you think of this car. And if you guys are interested in reading a full review, head to carsauce.com. We have a full review out now. Also, if you guys are in the market for a new car, head to carsauce.com/buy. We'll help you out with your next car. Ciao for now.